it's Vanessa V and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be discussing my top 5 unique ways to vent, or AKA flush it out. We're in my bathroom today, the one that is getting remodeled, and I can't wait to share with you all the ways that I vent or flush it out. I'm Vanessa V. Thanks so much for being here. I do have a bedazzled toilet bowl brush right here. If you're interested, I will post some similar ones below because, you know, having just a little sparkle from time to time can really lower our stress and anxiety, especially when we're brushing a nasty toilet. Also, the reason we're in the bathroom is not just because it's about flushing out that negativity today, but I wanted to show you guys in real time the bathroom that we are having to remodel. I told you guys a few weeks ago that that pipe broke, so that I've been having events about that. So everything's a hot mess. The original marble is not going to be something that we're going to be able to save, which breaks my heart, but we are going to be able to keep the clawfoot tub. So that's awesome. Yes. Okay. In last week's segment, we talked about how venting is solution oriented instead of problem oriented. And I have found that venting is actually an amazing hack for that stress, worry, anxiety, panic, and anger, and all that stuff. And it's sort of a double hack. Because while it is solution oriented and helps us sort of figure out how to handle stuff that may be going on, and figure out which way is up and all that stuff, venting can actually be the solution in and of itself. Because when we vent, especially if it's super quick, if that's what we need, if that's what really helps us, it can lower us throughout the day. That's what I do all day long. I'm just venting. I am doing these things to help reset me back to a sustainable, balanced space that truly helps me feel great. It helps me think more logically. It helps train my brain, that we talk a lot about on this channel, to live more healthier minded. It does so much, and I no longer feel as controlled by that negative stuff that comes my way, and I feel more confident because I know what to do now. I know that venting can help me and help reset me back to who I truly am. Sorry, I have like a little bloop. There are some negative ways that we can vent, and I think we're all kind of familiar with those ways. And I find that I used to have some of those issues, especially growing up, because I was having to sort of finagle and deal with my PTSD and what was causing my PTSD without healthier skills. So I would oftentimes just sort of bottle stuff up, or I would complain a lot. Not because I just felt like complaining, but just because that's all I knew. I didn't know healthier ways to do it. I eventually shut down. I just ignored everything, and that imploded me. So I was forced to really revolutionize the way that I live my life. And that is how I was able to discover all of these healthy ways to vent. So let's get to it. The first suggestion that I have for venting that really does work for me is acknowledging. And I know I talk a lot about acknowledging on this channel, but that's because it really does work. And there's a few different ways that we can do that. One way is speaking it to someone else through prayer, talking to our pets, speaking it into our phone with the voice to text button for a lot of journals that are out there, or recording an audio recording of it. I find that when I speak, it goes a lot faster. I'm not as concerned about autocorrect or grammar or anything like that. And I can just get it out a lot faster. Writing it into our phones, bullet pointing, just really quickly, things that are happening that don't feel very good. It can be big or little things, but those things, no matter what they are, if they're causing us negativity, can build up. And so just bullet pointing them out throughout the day can really help drop that stress, worry, anxiety, panic, and anger. I also think it. So I literally, in my mind, I have been in a lot of social situations because I have social anxiety, where just actively thinking about the stuff that might be causing me to feel those negative feels actually helps me be more sustainable in those moments and feel more in control. The second thing that I used to turn to a lot when I first got diagnosed with PTSD, I don't really do it as much anymore because I don't need it, but I can always turn to it if I need to, is dream journaling. Now, I know for some of us, You might be rolling your eyes a little bit. And I get that. For me, it did make a huge difference when I needed it. I find that the act of writing out my dream as soon as I wake up helps me sort of understand and identify worries that I have in my life, and I don't realize just how much they're affecting me. But in my dream, there tends to be a lot of symbolism there. And I tend to realize, okay, this thing is really worrying me. And it's actually worrying me a lot more than I realized. So what I do is after I write it out, I go back and I underline or I highlight the real world symbolism. And then I can kind of understand, okay, this is what's going on. And this might be an area that I want to focus on to conquering all that stuff that's holding me back. 3, let's dance. So dance. For me, dancing, especially growing up, I did a lot of dance. I had no idea just how much that actually allowed me to vent. But it did. It helped my body to move physically through the negative stuff that was going on. It got me up, it got me moving, it got oxygen flowing. It helped me connect more with my body and my surroundings, and it just helped me move through that negative stuff and get that energy out. I'm certified in Zumba. Zumba's great. It's really meant for anyone, anywhere, anytime. So I encourage you to consider that if you haven't tried yet. But if dance isn't something that you want to do, just working out. And I find that when I work out, I'm much more calmer throughout the day and I actually sleep better. 4 is creativity. If you're not a creative person, it's all good. But if it's something that you're interested in trying, there's a few different ways that we can be creative. So yes, dance is definitely part of it. But I found that painting has helped me over the years because it's a very calm, slow, quiet thing that has to do with colors. If I want to paint how I'm feeling without trying to be perfect, that's been really cathartic as well. Also, writing poetry can be very helpful. Writing song lyrics, I do that all the time. I do the same thing with music. Music is almost like an emotional language. Just like with dance or with painting, it might be difficult for us to express ourselves verbally. But if we're able to, just by humming or tapping something or playing an instrument, that can really help us walk through what we're going through, release it, and possibly understand how just deeply something might be affecting us, but also come to the solution as well. And lastly, writing a short story or plays or monologues or chapters for a book, writing a film script. I have oodles of film scripts that I've written that really either reflect what I went through or are symbolic of what I went through. And the act of doing that helps me walk through it in a safe way. And helps me understand it a lot better and just helps flush out and release that built up negativity that I tend to be holding on to. And the last thing, which is actually really difficult for me to do, is cry. And I know a lot of us probably have a hard time doing that. I do too. Well, I don't if I'm happy or if someone else is going through something, then I tend to get very emotional quite easily. But if it's crying about something I'm going through, it just doesn't really happen. And I know that that has to do with my past, and we will talk about crying and all that stuff in a future segment. But I know it's helpful because we've all cried, right? And we can all remember, I would assume, that release that we get after we've cried. It can be extremely cathartic and really just help us release all that emotion, just flush it out, so that we can sort of come to more of a clear headspace. So I encourage us all, including myself, to be more open-minded to the idea of crying. Okay, that's about it. I am a little tired of being stuck inside of a bathroom. Those are my top 5 ways that I tend to vent daily, on the go, here and there, wherever, whatever, it doesn't matter. And I just encourage us all to, again, drop that judgment. The more we judge what we're feeling, and the more we judge the fact that we're venting, that we have to vent, the more it continues that cycle that we oftentimes find ourselves stuck in. Mwah! I will see you guys next time. Bye!